y'all feeling today?
Feeling wonderful.
Feeling wonderful. My name is Datwan. This is LJ. This is Antwain. We talking about market crash. Market crash. I'm gonna read off this tweet. It's from Ryan underscore Rig. I've been saying this for a while now, but remember 2008 when the stock market crashed? Contributing factors, question mark, over leveraged positions and staggering inflation rates. Newest July 2020 inflation numbers indicate we are now at 2008 levels. Reverse repo, 1 trillion liquidity.
Ooh, liquidity. That's big.
Liquidity. Is you ask me a question or is you
Yeah, liquidity. Is
liquidity?
that liquidity?
Yes.
Okay. So that explains everything.
What do it explain?
I mean, what you just read.
What did I just read? And
It's gonna be. It's about to look like the Titanic. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean,
Yeah.
That's it. The ship's sinking.
Right.
You got
yeah,
it,
it's
bro.
sinking.
Right.
Yeah,
You got it.
What's your take on the tweet?
I agree with it. I agree with his assessment. The 2.5 investors. I agree
Right.
with the half investor.
Right.
It's scary to know that we're at we've exceeded all-time highs by double the amount since the recession
In 2008.
in 2008. That's a scary thought, because a lot of people was affected severely in the 2008 recession.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people committed, it was reports of people committing suicide. The job market, unemployment was crazy. And we just went through a pandemic that was scary for a lot of people.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The levels that we're at now, with 3 days straight. And I think, did we just broach the 4th day today?
I'm not
Either
sure
way,
if it was
3
today.
days straight on last week for us to exceed the $1 trillion mark in the repo market,
Mm-hmm.
with Congress being out on recess.
Right.
It has me wondering what's going to happen in the next coming weeks to month leading into the new session coming in.
but we seen this though. We knew this was gonna happen. You know why? Because Trump said without him, it was gonna crash anyway.
Look at this guy.
All right, so let me ask you a question though. As a half investor on this table,
Yeah.
half, in all caps, how do you prepare for a market crash?
I watch it. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch what's going on. That's how you gotta prepare for it. Well, you give me your insight on it.
Hold on. What do you mean you watch it? You just watch on the sideline?
I'm gonna have to get in it, cause that's the best time to get in it when it's crashing, right?
Yeah.
The best time to get in it is when it retraces, not when it's crashing,
Okay.
but
When it's
you
picking back up?
No, you can never tell
when the crash
where the
over.
bottom is. You can't really pinpoint that until we see, a level of stability where it stabilizes. Then you
Okay.
can kind of say this is the bottom. But to your point, you definitely want to get in as it's down when the market is down.
When the market is down.
So
okay.
you can ride it back up.
So, again, my question to you is, all right, let's say the market crashed today or tomorrow.
Okay.
What do you do?
If the market crashed the day of tomorrow,
Right.
I'm jumping in.
Why?
Because it's cheaper, ain't it?
Yeah.
It's on sale.
Yeah, it's on sale.
Right.
You feel me?
It's
Okay.
on sale.
So how I know which one gonna be, gonna let me out the island?
As far as what? You
far as-
talking particular stocks? Or?
Yeah, particular stocks. Like, is it the big companies, the small companies, or which one I'm looking for when the market crashes?
Well, that all depends to you. But I will say, if you get strong stocks
Mm-hmm.
on a 50% sale, That's like getting Yeezys for 50% off.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Real
imagine,
clear.
right?
Okay.
Exactly. So
Yeah, we
imagine,
gotta speak his language.
right?
Yeah.
you know,
It's definitely speak my the half
investor,
language. Yeah, the half investor.
language. So let's say the hottest Yeezys drop today and tomorrow, right?
Okay.
And they go for on retail $200, right? But you can get them for $100.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's say they go for resale at $500, $750.
Oh,
Right.
I just came up.
You just came up.
Yeah.
You just came up big time. So when you can get Apple,
Mm-hmm.
a Google, a Amazon, a Tesla, Facebook, Microsoft, these bigger stocks, 50% off or at big retracements,
Yeah.
you dive in. You dive in and you seize the opportunity.
Okay.
So I got a quick question for you, Datwan, because I talked about it being scary. I talked about what happened during 2008 when the market crashed. I talked about what happened in March of 2020 when the market crashed. Let's say that the information of what's being indicated of a coming market crash does take place. How does an investor prepare now?
Prepare now.
Because if it's anything that we should have learned from 2008, it should have been preparation. And if we didn't learn in 2008, when a pandemic hit and our global economy shut down, we definitely should have got it then.
Yeah.
In fact, that's when I got it. That's when I knew that it was something that I needed to do in order to strengthen my own economic and my household / families financial well-being should something like this happen again.
Right.
How should an investor prepare for what's indicated to come?
Right. So I think it's multiple ways you can prepare. I think the biggest way to do it is make sure you got liquidity on hand.
Okay.
Make sure you got liquidity on hand. And when there's signals that a market, like this is a huge signal. So when you got a huge signal like this, you make sure you got cash at hand.
And what's the signal?
The repo market, the
Okay.
1 trillion repo market, and it's reached its highest level since the last crash.
Okay.
So if that don't tell you anything, a crash is near. I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's this year. I'm not saying it's next year. But always have cash at hand.
Okay.
Always have cash at hand to seize the opportunity.
So what was the last
that's what-
crash?
and I'm glad you just said that.
What was the last crash? 'Cause
2008.
was that the biggest?
I wouldn't say it's the biggest.
How long did it
It's-
last? You know.
That's debatable.
Okay.
Yeah, it's debatable. I don't really have an exact date how long it lasted, but it was a lengthy period.
It was okay.
It wasn't like a recession. A crash, my bad. It wasn't like a, what's the word I'm looking for? Retracement.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Retracement. A retracement is a short-term pullback for the stock market.
Okay.
A crash is when it lasts several quarters.
Right.
Ah.
Yeah.
I think we started seeing some recovery around 2009, 2010, as far as the job market rising again, and some upward trends starting to happen.
Well, it looked like people quitting now.
You talking about that jobs?
Yeah, they getting up out of there.
Yeah. So what you think about the job crisis and how it affects
I think
the economy?
That's what I think. I think they understanding the game.
Who?
False though. The people that had the jobs that's getting into the stock market right now.
Okay, so you're saying that people are leaving their jobs
Yes.
to enter into the stock market.
Yes.
And that's what you mean by
They know the game now.
they're becoming
Ha-ha.
understand the game.
Yeah, they
Okay.
start understanding. It wasn't like that before.
Right.
But I guess, the social media and everybody, just paying attention a little
I
more
was
now.
about to say, so you would say that more
So-
people are aware.
Yeah, more people are aware from
But
2008
because
and
of the social media platforms
What,
and things.
I was
Like
about
that.
to include in the social media platforms, but what do you think caused that?
Cause what? Just so I'm clear, so we clear.
The revolution of
Mm.
I'm leaving my job to start investing.
COVID, pandemic, you know, by people not having jobs now, they try to find another way to make money. Entrepreneurships and, you know, stuff like that, it really dived in, and the comfortability too.
Right.
You get what
right,
I'm saying? So
right.
it made it a little easier, stress-free, I can say.
You know what's interesting about that, Antwain? That's a really interesting point you make out, because what that showed me just listening to him, I hear people learned how to adapt and adjust through this pandemic.
Right.
And so at one time we may have been dependent on, you know, our jobs to provide
Mr.
you know,
Joe.
keep a roof over our head and you know, clothes on our kids' back and things like that. But this created, you know, this pandemic created an opportunity
Yeah.
for people to really be creative and adjust and adapt to the times.
Go ahead.
I think it was one of the best things that happened in our generation lifetime is the pandemic, to make people, you know, think outside of the box more.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying? So
Do you think you seized the opportunity of the pandemic?
yeah, definitely.
How
It's-
so?
It's that extra push that you get, that you know that you be wanting to get from other people, but it's really giving it to yourself
Right.
or whatever. Cause you just in the field by yourself. You can't
You gotta
go
figure
over
it
here
out.
for the help. No, you did. That's what it is. You just gotta figure it out.
Mhm.
You know. So
Yeah.
definitely helped out.
So let's say the next crash, right?
Okay.
It's all this talk, hype, fear of the next crash. Earlier today on live, we was talking a lot about crypto versus the stock market. When the market crashes, what do you think is your best opportunity as a half investor? Crypto or the stock market, and why?
Ooh. I would have to go with stock market. Just because I could say it's a lot of decisions I can make, if I'm saying it right. It's a lot of options I can choose from stock market.
That you don't feel like you got as far as crypto?
I ain't gonna lie, I don't know too much about crypto.
Okay.
So then it sounds like you would go with the stock market because you're more familiar with it.
A little bit more familiar, you know,
Okay.
definitely is.
Mhm.
Did they got an app for the crypto?
They got several apps.
Oh, you got a lot of apps. Oh, okay. I'm just a half. I'm just a half.
Right.
You know?
We can see. We can see. Did you have a question?
I don't have no question.
Okay, so you say you'll go with the stock market versus crypto. Is it a particular sector or is it a particular industry you would prefer going into as far as stock market?
Is
Nah,
it one that you particularly favor?
AMC, that's all I hear.
AMC?
Hey, look, when that GameStop was popping, I wish I was in there. That little boy got like over $500,000 doing that. But I'm not going to lie, though. The crypto look like it's about to come in the first place. This look like the thing that everybody about to depend on is the crypto. It's getting there. It's getting big. Everybody getting familiar with it and stuff like that. So I'm just going by what I know. You know?
Nah, and that's all you can do.
Yeah, definitely.
Why do you think everybody's going to depend on it in the future, though, crypto?
What I can say is all the big dogs is using it. All the big dogs is using it.
So you saying big money is pouring into the crypto market?
Yeah.
What's the most famous saying as an amateur investor? What's one of the most famous sayings as an amateur investor?
I don't know. You're going to have to fill me in on that.
Follow the money.
Oh, yeah.
Follow the money.
You got to follow that money.
That's it for 2.5 Investors. Welcome to the New Age. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll be back for another podcast.